Easy as Pie by Carrie Best, the author, pictures by Melissa Sweet. Easy as Pie. These are Chef Monty's baking rules. A happy baker bakes a happy pie. Concentrate on what you're doing no matter what. If something unexpected happens, fix it as best as you can. Always leave your kitchen the way you found it. Don't give up, even when what you're making doesn't look the way it's supposed to. A baker can always use a little help. Always finish what you start. A pie is ready when it's ready and not 1 minute before. At the end of a long, hard day of school, Jacob sat down to watch his favorite TV show, Baking with Chef Monty. Baking is as easy as pie, said Chef Monty, once you know the rules. I know the rules, said Jacob, who had seen the show 100 times. Now your ingredients. Now get your ingredients and warm up your oven, said Chef Monty. Always remember, a happy baker bakes a happy pie. I'm happy, said Jacob as he opened the refrigerator door. There on the shelf he saw a bowl of cut up juicy peaches. Perfect for a peach pie, he said. Jacob slipped into his baking shoes. He tied his baking apron around his waist, put on his baking hat with one flick of his wrist. Jacob turned on his easy on oven that his parents got him because they knew he loved to bake. Easy so far, said Jacob as he flung open a cabinet. Inside he found some flour, some sugar, and two kinds of spices, cinnamon and nutmeg. Don't forget the pie dough, he told himself, heading back to the refrigerator. My very first pie will be the happiest pie ever. But just as Jacob got ready to bake, Charlotte, his big sister, appeared in the kitchen. It's time to stop baking and get ready to go, she said. Go where? Asked Jacob, reaching for the measuring cup. Out to Alfredo's, said Charlotte, to celebrate Mom and Dad's anniversary. What about my pie? Asked Jacob. Your pie is not invited, said Charlotte, but you are. While Charlotte changed into her celebration clothes, Jacob remembered one of Chef Monty's rules. Concentrate on what you're doing, no matter what. So Jacob kept on baking. He scooped out some flour and sugar and added the two spices. I love to bake, he said, mixing everything together. Students, what is the problem in the story? That's right. Jacob didn't really necessarily plan, so that presents a problem because it takes time to bake a pie. Also, when you are reading texts such as these, notice they are sequential. There are things that you need to do. There are rules that we got at the beginning with Chef Monty's rules for baking. Let's pay attention to see why rules are important. Sprinkle, sprinkle, splash, stir, sing. Soon Charlotte was back. I'm going to read one more chapter while you're getting ready, she said. Okay, okay, said Jacob as he sprinkled the sugar mixture over the peaches. Sprinkle, sprinkle, splash, splash, stir, sing. Boys and girls, we've read a book before that makes sounds as we're talking about it. And what is that called? You're right, onomatopoeia. Roll, roll, roll your dough, Jacob sang. Jacob used his rolling pin to smooth out all the bumps in the pie crust. But he rolled so hard that the dough broke apart. Now he had three small pieces instead of one big piece. Oh no, said Jacob. Then he remembered what one of Chef Monty's rules were. If something unexpected happens, fix it as best as you can. Said Jacob. I'll just pinch these pieces together like this. Pat, ship, cut, trim. Are you kids ready? Called Jacob's parents. Almost, answered Charlotte, turning the page. Almost, answered Jacob, patting down the dough to fit the pan. Pat, snip, cut, trim. Next, he spooned the peaches. Whoops, said Jacob as some of the peaches sloshed over the top. Chef Monty says, always leave your kitchen the way you found it. So Jacob mopped up the mess. Then he covered the peaches gently with the other half of the dough, just like a blanket, he thought. Toot, toot, push, bigger. This is how Chef Monty flutes the size of his pies, said Jacob as he pressed down along the edges. Jacob pretended the lines were train tracks and his fork was a train. Toot, toot, he said. What did you say? Asked Charlotte, looking up from her book. Now all I have to do is pour 4 teeny holes in the top to let the steam escape while it bakes, said Jacob. Jacob couldn't find a toothpick, so he used his littlest finger. Poke, push, bigger. Jacob's 4 teeny holes turned into 4 giant craters, just like ones on the moon. The pie business is harder than I thought, he said, word out loud. But only for a second, because Jacob remembered another one of Chef Monty's rules. Don't give up, even when your making doesn't look the way it's supposed to. Are you ready, kids? Are you ready? Called Jacob's parents. Almost, answered Charlotte, turning another page. Almost, answered Jacob, setting the pie timer. Oh no! Jacob opened the easy on oven door with one hand and balanced his pie in the other, but the floor was slippery. Oh no! Jump up! Quick, catch! Thank you. Good work, Charlotte, said Jacob. Chef Monty says a baker can always use a little help. Thank you. Pat a pie, baker's man. Jacob took his pie and popped it in the oven. Good luck, little pie, he said. Then he sang, pat a pie, baker's man. Bake me a pie as fast as you can. Pat it and poke it and mark it with the P and put it in the oven for me. What's the P for? Asked Charlotte. For pie, said Jacob. What else? While the pie was baking, Jacob's parents peeked into the kitchen. Ready to go to Alfredo's, they asked. Ready, said Charlotte. But Jacob said, not yet. I'm still baking. Then he added, Chef Monty says, always finish what you start. No one could argue with that. Jacob's pie palmed hummed in the oven. Jacob hummed too. The pale white dough turned flaky and golden. The peaches bubbled, and hot steam escaped through the 4 holes in the top. I'm starving, said Charlotte. The pie of yours sure smells ready, said Jacob's parents. But Jacob said, every baker knows a pie is ready when it's ready, and not 1 minute before. Wait. Watch. We go. Hmm. Then Jacob sat down and waited like a hen on top of an egg. Charlotte waited. Their parents waited too. After a while, there was a loud ding. Done, said Jacob. Hooray! Cheered Charlotte. Finally, sighed their parents. I can't wait to taste it, Jacob said. But first, it has to cool. Only this time, his mother said, no, absolutely not. There is positively no time for cooling. And his father said, we have to go right now. Jacob scratched his head. Chef Monty had never said anything about how to make a pie cool faster. Blow, fan, spin, touch. So Jacob tried some of the things of his own. Blow, fan, spin, touch. But even after all that, Jacob's pie was still too hot to eat. Jacob sat down, he thought harder, and all of a sudden he laughed. It's really as as easy as pie. First, Jacob got up 4 plates and 4 spoons. Next, he divided it into his pie into 4 pieces. Then, with the sweep and a flourish, Jacob slid a round ball, a very cold ice cream on top of each piece. Now, hear this. Now, hear this, he proclaimed. Chef Jacob's first rule of baking is no fun eating a fresh pie all by yourself. Then he sang, P is for pie, P is for peach, and of course, P is for parents. Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. Jacob's family ate every last crumb and every last peach of Jacob's first pie. I can't believe we had dessert before dinner, said Jacob's mother. It was delicious, said Jacob's father. As good as my book, said Charlotte. Thank you, said Jacob, taking off his chef's hat to bow. On the way to Alfredo's, Jacob thought of another rule. Chef Monty says that a happy baker bakes a happy pie, he said. But Chef Jacob says a happy pie eater makes a baker happy. Next time, I'll think I'll try cherry. Family time is so good. It's wonderful when you can work together, come up with rules, respect one another's time, and plan to do fun things. Boys and girls, what lesson can you learn from this story? Very good. There are so many, and you're right. One particular, always finish what you start. Make sure you have a plan and use the support that you have around you. Thank you for listening. Good night, Lounge.